Sometimes it feels like time pauses before it reveals itself. Not stops, just loosens. I notice this most when I'm standing near something ancient, or even pretending something is ancient. A quiet corner of a room, a flame waiting to be lit. There's a strange sense that nothing is happening, yet something is being arranged underneath perception. I might be wrong, but it feels like time is not moving forward in those moments. It's spreading sideways, expanding into a shape, rather than advancing toward a destination. We're used to thinking of time as something that passes us, something we lose or gain, something we run out of. Clocks train us into that habit. Calendars reinforce it. But when attention slows down, time starts behaving differently. Breath doesn't rush. Thought doesn't line up neatly. Awareness moves in small loops, returns to itself, drifts, comes back. It starts to feel less like a line and more like a space. Something you inside rather than something chasing you. And this is where my mind keeps drifting when I think about fire. Not as an object, but as a process. Fire doesn't exist unless it's fed. It has no independent life. It survives through offering. Something must enter it and disappear for it to stay alive. Wood, ghee, air, all surrender their form, and in return something else emerges. Heat, light, transformation. I don't know if this was meant metaphorically or practically, but the Śatapatha Brāhmaṇa seems to treat this not as symbolism, but as a kind of physics. Not modern equations, but lived observation, that nothing sustains itself without participation, that continuity requires sacrifice, not morally, but structurally. When altars are built in specific shapes, with precise measurements, it feels less like architecture and more like choreography, as if space itself is being instructed how to behave. I sometimes imagine these fire altars not as places where rituals happen, but as instruments tuning forks for time. By arranging space carefully, time responds. It bends, it thickens, it slows into awareness. Maybe that's why geometry matters here. Not because gods demand precision, but because consciousness responds to structure. I notice something similar inside the body. When breathing becomes rhythmic, thoughts organize themselves without effort. When posture changes, attention shifts. The body seems to contain its own altars. Lungs, gut, heart, each requiring a certain offering to stay coherent. Oxygen, food, silence, sleep. When those offerings stop, disorder begins. Not immediately, quietly, gradually, like fire dimming when it's not fed. Not angry, not dramatic, just fading. There's something unsettling about realizing that stability isn't passive, that nothing is truly just there. Everything is maintained. Time, identity, even the sense of self feels like an altar that must be tended. Thoughts enter it, burn, disappear, and what remains is the feeling of continuity. I don't know where the observer fits into this, whether awareness is the fire, the altar, or the offering. Maybe it keeps shifting roles. Maybe that's the point. The Śatapatha Brāhmaṇa doesn't feel obsessed with belief. It feels obsessed with alignment, with how space, action, and time must resonate for something to remain real. When alignment breaks, things don't collapse instantly. They drift, they fragment. We experience that as confusion, anxiety, loss of meaning, not punishment, just misalignment, as if time itself stops cooperating. And sometimes, in rare moments, when attention becomes steady and unnecessary effort drops away, it feels like stepping back into a geometry that was always there, a quiet order beneath movement, fire without flame, time without urgency, awareness holding itself without strain. It doesn't answer questions, it doesn't explain anything, it just sits there, like an altar, already built, waiting to be noticed again.